Dude, what was that? I thought you were tanking.
I am tanking.
You clearly aren't.
Well, I am. I am tanking.
No. You played really well.
Yeah, you think that, but I am tanking.
But that was a really competitive game.
Yeah.
So you can't be tanking.
Let me ask you a question. Under what circumstance would a team that is tanking beat another team?
Well, if the other team was also tanking.
Right. Or that other team
was the Maple Leafs?
No. Well, yes, but or the other team was really
Bad. Oh.
There it is. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is a dub. Man, I went into tonight thinking about liking, commenting, and subscribing. Nailed it. No, I was thinking about how much I hated what we were about to do. I had a negative Nelly moment coming into this game. Because the lineups, I'm just going to do them now because it's part of what I'm talking about. We put Tyler Johnson on the top line left wing. Johnson, Zacha, Pasternak. Putting Zacha back at center. Marchand, Lindholm, Brazeau. Okay? Kepke, Coyle, Patra. That's right, we split up that fourth line. Beecher, Kostelic, Frederick. Zadorov, McAvoy, Lindholm, Carlo, Lori Wotherspoon. Korpisalo starts. Interesting. And Peak continues to be week to week. Geeky is scratched again. Here's my issue. And a lot of you are going to sit there and go, well, we won. And you're right. Not really worried about it. But putting Johnson on the top line was ridiculous. And guess what? It looked ridiculous in the game too. The Zacha-Pasternak connection was great all night. Johnson, not so much. We'll talk about that. I'm sure we'll get there. But I didn't get it. I felt like in the past 3 games, even with the way the Leafs game went, that we were building something 5-on-5, not on special teams. But 5-on-5, we were building something. Even in that Leafs game when we lost 4-0, I thought we were a competitive hockey team at 5-on-5, which is really important to me right now because I'm trying to grasp onto things that are going to make me think that this team's going to come out of this and be a successful hockey team. And it starts with 5-on-5 play. If you're controlling the puck, creating chances at 5-on-5 at even strength, your chances of being a good hockey team go up, right? Go up. Johnson on the top line is ridiculous. And it feels like malpractice from an NHL coach. It does. The second line getting shaken up. I mean, I thought the second line was brilliant last game. I don't know. There's just a lot about that I didn't understand the panic blender again, I guess. I didn't like breaking up the fourth line again. It didn't make sense. We're going to talk about how these lines performed towards the end with the game notes and everything. But I just want you to know going into this game, I was really pissed off as to what I was about to watch. And I'm glad that they were combinations that worked. Again, we're going to talk about it. But I still feel very vindicated in the issues I was having with it. Let's talk about the Calgary Flames for a second. The 23rd on the power play, the 27th on the penalty kill. They are 19th in goals for and 14th in goals against. This team had a hot start, but they aren't good. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10, which is exactly what the Bruins are, so I'm not like dunking on this team. But their chance creation and chance suppression tells the story of a team that's below average. Not awful, but below average. Their record, although not great, is even further buoyed by a 5-on-5 save percentage from their goaltenders of .940. I don't know what it is after this game, but before the game. A .940 save percentage. That's insane. Now that's at even strength, right? They have the second best save percentage at even strength in the league. And it's definitely not sustainable when your goaltenders are Vladar and Wolf. Wolf is supposed to be really good and likely will be very good. I think he will be. But I don't think he's there yet, right? Funny enough, they have a league worst 570 save percentage while on the power play. So they've allowed a few shorthanded goals. And they have a bottom 10 save percentage on the penalty kill at 812. And their penalty kill ranks 27th. So that makes sense. We are going to get to face Wolf in this one. And he is sporting a very respectable 908 save percentage this season. So I wasn't overly worried about their goaltending, even though they are well above average, because the average goaltender right now has an 896 save percentage, which is very, very low for the National Hockey League. But I wasn't overly worried about their goaltending. I wasn't overly worried about their creation or their movement. I don't think this team's very good. I was worried about the Bruins not being able to finish their chances, which I feel like I'm falling into a trap right now. Because I feel like every year, the things that you're unable to do stick out. When the Boston Bruins create chances and don't succeed on them, you think about all the wasted chances. It's just naturally how the human mind works, right? When we had 2022, the unbelievable regular season we had, how many games did you sit there and be like, gosh, if this team actually finished on the majority of its chances, we'd win every game by 6, right? It's just a natural occurrence in your brain. So I'm trying not to fall in that trap too much where I'm like, oh, we have all these chances and we're not finishing them. You can never finish on 100% of them. But it does feel like this Bruins team is naturally bad at finishing their chances. I don't think that's just me being a homer in thinking these things, right? Right. We've already gone over the lines. Don't get it. I don't get it. But we're going to jump into the game. Puck drops! And 2 minutes and 4 seconds in, Pasta takes the ozone down the right wall, hits the brakes, turns, chucks the puck across the slot, and there is Hampus Lindholm, who fake shot, goalie moves, and then just dips and dunks right past Wolf. Hampus is, I'm telling you, not only do people think he sucked going into this season because his numbers were low last year, but they also didn't recognize the fact that he started a unbelievable portion of his shifts in the defensive zone. This has been something we've talked about previously. This year, he's being given way more freedom to start his shifts in varying places, including offensive zone situations, and it's showing. And honestly, he looks happier and he looks better. And he's been a great defenseman too. Hampus is having a really good start to the year. For all the other bullshit that's going on, I'm pretty happy with Hampus, and it's 1-0 early on. 19 seconds later, Korpisalo made us all think that it was going to be a very long night. Because, and Andrew pushed back on this, he doesn't think this was a softie, but I do. We can disagree. Tyson Barrie rips a shot from the top of the slot after a face-off win by the Flames. And it beats Korpisalo blocker side from distance. And yeah, there was a player skating up, pencil thin, trying to block the shot. But that's a long way away. Not really sure how your tracking loses it to the point where you don't know they're shooting around the player. Maybe he assumed they were going to shoot glove side. I don't know. But he doesn't pick it up in time, and it goes right past blocker. Shot was hard. Shot was good. It wasn't posting in. It wasn't top corner. It was a softie in my book. And it's 1-1. And I kind of went, okay, you've given us a few really good appearances in a row. You're a backup goaltender. This would be really bad time for a stinker for this team, but I can't expect you to look great every night. I can't expect that of my backup goaltender. I don't think that's fair. I want him to be great every night. I'm just trying to keep things realistic. Optimist, but also realistic. I was wrong. Now, you can say what you want about later in the game, and we'll get there. But for the rest of the period, that man locked in. And I don't even think Calgary was creating a ton of chances, but in the few moments where he was needed, he had them. He was really, really strong through the rest of this first period. 8:58 left of the period. Pasta is going to get held by Anderson. We're going to go to the power play. The best chance of this power play is a 3-on-1. That's right, a 3-on-1 on the power play by the other team. The Flames get a 3-on-1 after a Zacha shot gets blocked. Hampus Lindholm makes the defensive play to prevent the backdoor tap-in Really great job by him. That was the best chance of the stupid power play. I hate it. I hate our special teams so much. 6:23 left. Lori is going to go for cross-check, and we're going to the penalty kill. We kill it. 3:11 left. Another stupid penalty by Zadorov, who goes for tripping in the offensive zone. This guy's killing me right now. I didn't like the signing. You know I didn't like the signing. I don't like the contract. If Zadorov was on my team for $2.2 million, I would be fine. I wouldn't care. $2.2 million for 3 years? Sure, why not? $30 million across 6 years? Yeah, I think I'm going to have a bigger issue with that. Oh, I'm just seriously hoping there's some sort of crazy 180 where this guy just looks so unbelievably legit for the next couple of years. I just don't see it right now. He trips Pospisil in the O-zone. We're going to go to the penalty kill. 4 seconds left of the penalty kill. Marchand is going to lay a forecheck that creates a chance by stripping Wolf behind his net. Wolf has to react by basically tripping Marchand to prevent him from dunking it into the open net. And we're going to go to 4v4 for 4 seconds and then back to the power play. And the power play looks like ass. Looks like ass. We're going to start the second period with a little bit of that power play left. We're going to continue the ass part. And then, 109 in, Johnson and Backlund are going to go for tripping and embellishment. Backlund gets called for the embellishment, Johnson for the tripping. We're going 4v4. Nothing during the 4v4 other than Marchand hits a post for the second time this game. He is trying to take over for the King of Ping. They're having a little battle tonight. It's still Zaka's title. You can't take it that easily. 8:25 in. Pasta down the right wall. He was doing that a lot in this one because he's a right winger, and that's his position. That was a stupid thing to say. Sometimes I say stupid things. So he's going down the right wall. He tries to send it to Zaka, who's in the slot. Zaka, back to the center position. Something I was critical of in the offseason, saying we got to get him to the wing. He does not belong at the center position in the top 6. Now, Calgary gives you a lot of space coming into the zone, so I don't think this is a good representation of whether or not he's a good top 6 center right now. But, good start. Either way, Pasta tries to get the puck to him in the slot. It gets hacked at. Puck goes wee, and then plops right down at Zaka's feet. And Zaka goes, fuck it. And just hammers this blocker side. I do really genuinely think in his brain, he was so frustrated with how everything has just missed the net or posting out that he just was, I'm not going to think about this. I'm just going to hammer it. Didn't aim at all, and it just managed to beat Wolf blocker side. That's how I'm choosing to believe that this happened. It's 2-1. That is Zaka's 300th point in the National Hockey League. That guy's a hockey player, man. 300 points? That's a hockey player. I mean, I know like we're used to the gaudy totals and we talk, but 300 points in the National Hockey League? Like, you're a player, dude. Anyway, 8:56 in. So 30 seconds later. Calgary makes it too easy. Coyle intercepts a pass in the neutral zone, skates down the right wall, and finds Koepke for a backdoor tap-in. He's got a player draped over him, but his stick isn't tied up. And that's 3-1. It feels good, too. It feels like a 3-1 of, oh, yeah, Calgary can't get it together. We have this. Too early to say? Obviously. But the confidence was there. You got sucked in too. Don't lie to me. 7:34 left. Rooney and Kostelic are both going to go for roughing. We're going to 4v4. And then 6:12 left. Pasta has a breakaway where Wolf makes a huge 5-hole save. Now put a pin in that because that was the first of what I would say is probably 7 or 8 really good scoring chances over the next 26 minutes of hockey remaining in the game. For the Boston Bruins, I mean. They didn't score on any of them. And it became so frustrating because we get to the third period, and 9 seconds in, Marchand's going to go for roughing. It's a weak call, I get it, but he's going to go for roughing. 49 seconds later, shots from the right point by Uyghur, and Sharangovich gets a crazy tip. I mean, he's skating, he turns, it gets it like from a distance, gets this tip, and it goes high glove. There's really nothing. I have no one to blame for this. Korpisalo is not going to make that save. The defenseman's like on his ass. It's a weird play and an insane tip. It's 3-2. Power play goal for them. I still had so much confidence because we come out of this penalty kill situation where we conceded a goal and we turn it the fuck on, man. We're all over them. We're creating chances all around Wolf. We're in tight. He is flailing, but everything's staying out. Over and over again, everything's staying out. And then, 9:55 in, the Bruins have been humming. They've had chance after chance after chance, and they just can't bury one. And then Coyle turns it over by tripping on the blue line of the offensive zone. Literally just falls over. Don't know what happened. Caught an edge, something. They get to launch. Calgary gets to launch a 2-on-1 the other way with Kadri down the left side. And Kadri has Zadorov in front of him. Zadorov notices that the Bees are catching up, so he closes a little bit, but is still trying to respect the pass. So he's got this weird stance, wide legs, stick forward, lot of space around him. He goes for the puck. Kadri, little toe drag around it, shoots through his legs, glove side. It's 3-3. Now look, is that Zadorov's fault? Not entirely, no. I just want him, I'm sick of goals happening and seeing him standing there is the problem, I think. I think that's my issue right now. Also, all the penalties. I mean, he's one of my game notes. The guy's just killing me. The massive amount of penalties he takes, I'm pretty sure he leads the league in minors taken. And it'd be one thing if he led the league because of the big guy tax. He hits a guy, the ref's like, that's too much. Calls him for it, and you're like, that's just a regular check. It's not his fault he weighs 60 pounds more than that guy, right? But no, it's for tripping, or high sticking, or cross-checking, or slashing. Just stuff, well, the cross-checking doesn't really count, but the other ones do. Stick work in the offensive zone. Stuff where you go, why? There's times where he had to take a penalty. I'm not acting like he's never been forced into a situation where he's taking a penalty just to prevent a goal against. But he takes a ton of them. And he lays the big hits. Yeah, he does. But the problem with that is he oftentimes lays a big hit, and before that guy hits the ground, there's a scoring chance behind him. Monty said before the game that there's moments where it seems like Zadorov doesn't understand what they're trying to do. And then there's moments where he does. Monty basically criticized whether or not Zadorov really understands the system right now. That's for Monty to decide, but it certainly doesn't look like it, right? I'm glad Monty's also noticing that. Monty also puts Johnson on the top line, but I guess I can't win them all. Zadorov's killing me. It's a tie game, midway through the third, where you had a 2-goal lead going into the third period. Insanely frustrating. Just unfair to the fan base. How pathetic is that, right? It's unfair to me. It is frustrating, though. My goodness, is it frustrating. We're going to go to overtime. A flurry of chances in overtime, too. It is sloppy. It's aggressive. Goaltenders both have to make huge saves. Korpisalo looked great in it. And as time is dwindling, there's 20 seconds left. They, the Calgary Flames, have the puck behind their net. And Elias Lindholm goes, I believe that is my puck. My puck. He crashes into him. I think it's Anderson. I'm not entirely sure. Crashes into the player behind the net. Steals the puck. Chucks it to Marchand, who's alone in front of Wolf. Wolf makes a great glove save. Problem is, a rebound existed. And Marchand went, Turns out, it's also my puck. And just buries it. It's a 4-3 overtime dub. And you love to see it. Not because of the way it happened. Had they held the 3-1 lead or a 3-2 lead or just won in regulation, you would have gone, good. This was a good game by the Boston Bruins. But because they needed overtime and needed some huge saves from Korpisalo in overtime, you're a little more skeptical, a little more critical of the game. And I get that because I'm right there with you. But right now, what I need through 15 games is standings points. This team, little by little, is figuring it out. The past 4 games, the Boston Bruins look like a real NHL team. That's important. It's a lot different than what we got for most of October. We're going to take the points where we can get them right now. Are we a great team right now? Absolutely not. But we got the win. I feel good about that. Structure is building. I feel good about that. 5-on-5 play has absolutely improved. I feel good about that. The goaltending, Korpisalo looks like he's going to be an adequate backup. Is he too expensive? 100%. But if he's an adequate backup, I feel good about that. There's things to feel good about. Let's talk about the game notes, though. Blowing the lead. That sucked. Do better. That's all I have for that. Lohrei and Patra. Lohrei is an enigma. And not in the way that Brazeau is an enigma. Because Brazeau is an enigma. He's weird. I don't understand why he's as effective as he is. By all calculations, he probably shouldn't be. But boy, he plays a simple game, and you just love it. You love watching a big boy just crash the net, get the tip, get the goal. You love to see that. That's what hockey's all about. Yeah, someone can do the Michigan a couple of times. You go, all right, that's pretty cool. But when Brazeau takes someone's chest out and just absolutely buries one, that's what gets me hyped up. Lohrei is an enigma because he has all that skill. And end of last year was just showing it off. And this start to the year has been awful for him. He does not look comfortable. He's certainly not consistent. He does make a good play here, good play there, but then there's shifts where he's completely lost. He's turning the puck over in our zone. He's being outplayed by every other defenseman on our roster right now. Wotherspoon looks better than Lohrei right now. Peak looked better than Lohrei. And then all the way up. I'm surprised by it. I don't think it'll last, but I think we need Lohrei to be good this year. Especially towards the end of the year. So I'm hoping this is all just growing pains and he's going to get there. Definitely surprised, though, that he hasn't had a stronger start to the season. Patra, on the other hand, the past couple of games has really slowed down. Now, we could blame the line blender because I think that's part of it. But I do think that he kind of needs to reset what he's trying to do. Because you keep hearing different statements from him about, well, I'm putting myself in bad situations. I've got to be aware of the players around me and who's coming in for hits and play with my head up more. And it does start to sound like he's seeing ghosts. I know that's not a phrase we like, and that's something that's really hard to shake, but it does feel like he's kind of got his head looking over his shoulder too much. And he's still getting hit. But he's just a little tighter, a little too quick to get the puck moving around. And you can see, once he's on the boards with the puck, he gets squirrely now. I think there's a little bit of a reset that needs to happen with him. I'm not too worried about it. Please give him some consistent line mates, please. And then we'll go from there. Let's talk about Johnson. Let's talk about the lines, really. Johnson was an absolute passenger on the top line. Pasta and Zacha were excellent in this game. And Johnson existed next to them, which is good. I don't think it's fair to judge Johnson too harshly yet. Because, again, this is brand new. He's trying to build chemistry with these guys. There's a couple moments where you saw him miss Pasternak. And I didn't even get mad at him. I was like, yeah. I mean, you don't know what Pasta's going to do. Right? You haven't worked with this guy a lot. Like, you don't know. Putting him on the top line is just a ridiculous, ridiculous thing to do. I don't understand it. Yes, we lost 4-0 last game. Every single goal was on a penalty kill or an empty netter. Your third line was very capable last game. The Patra line last game. What we got in this game was 2 out of our 3 on the top line were very good. Marchand, Lindholm, Brazeau, really good. I liked that second line a lot. Kepke, Coyle, Patra got absolutely caved. And they did win their battle, I'm pretty sure. I think they got an even strength goal and didn't allow one, so there's that. But chances, ozone time, they got caved in. And then the fourth line was, I mean, I don't even remember a good shift from the fourth line. Freddie, I remember a couple of moments from, and it felt like Freddie was waking up, but I did not remember many good shifts from them. The hard forecheck, puck got turned over back the other way. Bottom 6, in a nutshell, seemed to really struggle in this one. Please just leave the fourth line alone. I know Kepke got a goal. I know he did. I would like that line to stay together and work hard. I don't want Johnson in the top 6. If you want to put Patra in the top 6 on a wing, I'll be fine with it. I don't think he's ready for 1C duties or anything like that. But it is ridiculous to me that you took this guy that you signed 2 days ago that has been practicing with the team and then just chucked him on the top line right away. It just didn't make sense. That being said, I don't love all these lines. But if Johnson can catch up to speed and be more of a complementary player and not just be following behind Zaka and Pasternak, then fine. It just felt premature. And it clearly, like, Johnson was lost for huge portions of this one. It just felt weird. Get Koepke back with Beecher and Kostelic. Put Johnson back down on the third line. I'm still just kind of waiting for them to put Coyle on the wing in the top 6. I think it's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. But I think it's going to happen eventually. That does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Got you with it twice. This is kind of a rambly video. But that's a good dub. These are needed points right now. Team's just still trying to work it out. I said at 15 games I want to be 500. We're basically 500. This is where preseason I was like, now after 15 games is where you need to be ramping up and be a truly competitive team. So we'll see how we start looking against Ottawa on Saturday, and then I'm not sure what the next game is after that. I have a horse show to go on Saturday morning. High Quality Fiance is... I don't know what a horse show is. So she's doing something with horses. She rides them. I just don't know what event. Are there events? I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. Go Bees. Go Bees! Of course, we have to give a huge thank you to everyone who's supporting this channel, especially the high-quality inspectors, our top-line tier members, Chris and Erica, Jeff with a G, Tommy Braga, The Bugman, Roland22, GD Viperworks, Len Cruz, Moonlighter TV, Brock Nope, Han Slomo, Coach D, The Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Aaron Adams, Brett Arney, Pincent, Adam Ella, and Nick Citrullo. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. You're all studs and studettes. And of course, a huge thank you to the Stallions, our all-star tier members, Joel, Doots42, Heil E. Coyote, Darren Woodbury, Abraxion, John Kirk, Michael DiPaolo, Wolf Warrior, Vinny, Adrian Winter, Tupton D. Tashi, Nightmare Eco, Bruins Smash, DeKingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Dash Riprock, Jacob Pratt, and Jeremy. You are all absolute legends. I appreciate you eternally. And as usual, go Bees!